Well, as an individual who's been incarcerated, I want to start by explaining my story because it's hard to understand why someone was incarcerated without understanding their story. You can understand from the police perspective, but you can't understand it fully and be able to judge it fully based off of what you're seeing in the newspapers. And after that, they saw the phone was recording, so they tried to say I was wiretapping. So I got charged with wiretapping and theft and assault an officer. And immediately that got out to the press. I got in trouble. I got suspended. Wasn't allowed on campus for the whole year. And then for me, as that process, I was sent to prison at night as well. And the only thing I could think about, rather than the situation, was the fact that when I got in trouble, it was more so I felt like I let my family down, the people who helped me get to where I was and helped me succeed in life and do the things I wanted to do in my life down, because I feel like those people put a bunch of time and effort into making sure I had the things I needed as an athlete, as a student, so that I couldn't complain about not having everything I needed to be successful. I had a great support. I have a great support network. I'm at a great school, and I have all the talent in the world to be wherever I decide to be as long as I keep my head on right. And at that, I had disappointed my nieces and nephews. Like I got a bunch of people looking up to me who, if they when they seen that they thought that was it. So the most important thing that I lost after being incarcerated was my family's trust, my supporters' trust, my coach's trust, and the game I love, playing football. I lost all of that. I had to regain all of that respect back and actually make people believe that I was serious about getting my life back on track. It's hard. I had to speak to several different organizations to, as community service, I had to do a bunch of ethos online courses to make sure that my priorities were straight, that my ethical thinking was in line with my principles and morals. So these organizations I had to speak to before I was allowed back to school. I spoke to 150, but I was only required to talk to 15. That was, for me, I use that as my platform because I want to be a motivational speaker when I grow up and graduate from school. So that allowed me to get that real world experience into helping guys that come from the same neighborhoods like me, who grew up around drug dealers, who admired drug dealers at the same time because they were getting money, helping their families with the bills, and that's all I really want to do is help my mom out the struggle. It affected my family a lot because they used to always have that joy of coming to see me play, coming to seeing me study, read books, and seeing me just lay around the house, work out, come back, lay down, go to work, come back, sleep, do the same thing. It was just like, this not you. Like, this isn't what you do. Working. So for me, it's more so that I had to rebuild my image, and that's where I felt that helped me rehab myself and gave me the courage to get back in the swing of things, working out, coming up, wanting to do things the right way. Being around family also helped me get back into that work hard, stay dedicated, and just grind and stay motivated attitude because they were so supportive. Those people are the ones that actually keep you going when it comes to situations like this, because I feel like when you're down, you don't know what to think about other than when you were up. And when you were up, you couldn't think about falling because you didn't think it could happen to you. And I was one of those people who thought that way, and it happened to me. So when I hit that bottom, I had to force myself to think about what can I do to build myself and character back. But the most challenging thing that I experienced was actually being in there and playing. Once when I got there, I played basketball, and guys seeing how talented I was up dunking, making jumpers, 3 pointers, and then go and work out and come back and play basketball. And they're like, this guy got a lot of energy. Like, you must be an athlete. And then after I said, yeah, everyone pretty much just circled up around me and started talking like, yeah, man, like, you're a young guy, like, you got all this potential, man. I see it in you, man. Like, this gotta be the only time you've been locked up, because I don't see you as this type of person. I don't even know your story yet, man. It made me realize that if I was to do that before I did any other thing throughout my day, I could pretty much navigate my life and day to be pretty positive, right, and avoid trouble and drama, because I can picture the situation, picture how different outcomes, and be able to switch it around and think, what would this person do? What would my mom say? How would my coach feel about if I did this? How would the people around me be affected? And that all really like played a role into what I do nowadays when I make a decision. So now that I'm back in the swing of things, I feel like I knew something would happen after I got in trouble. So now I think more so along the lines is, if I do this and I get caught, can I go to prison for it? When I think that way, it makes things more simple for me, because now I feel that if I can go to prison for it, it's definitely not something I should be doing.